Hey everyone! So the new Suicide Squad trailer dropped tonight during the preview of the Dawn of the Justice League on CW. And now Harley Quinn's a hot topic across the internet. So I got to thinking, and was reminded about how mad I am at Paul Dini. If you don't know who Paul Dini is, he's the man who invented Harley Quinn, originally for Batman the Animated Series. So all this Harley Quinn chatter across the internet reminded me of how angry I am at Paul Dini for what he did to Harley Quinn in his Mad Love comic. Before I go any further with my mad rant, I just want to say I love your work with Batman, Mr. Dini. I think Heart of Ice is phenomenal, and it made Mr. Freeze my favorite Batman character. Batman's encounter with Joe Chill in the Brave and the Bold animated series is chilling, for lack of a better word. And I even love the Mad Love episode of the animated series, which differs from the comic book in that in the comic book, Harley Quinn sleeps her way to her PhD, which leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and has ever since for the character. From a story aspect, it's way more interesting if she had just been smart, achieved the PhD on her own, and then was later tragically seduced by the maniacal Joker. Not only would it have been more interesting, but it's also a little bit sexist. Having Harley Quinn sleep her way to her PhD perpetuates the idea that pretty women can only find true success if they sleep their way to it. It also says that being pretty is a requirement to find success in a man's world, Professor being a man. And if you've never read the comic, let me give you a little background. Harley Quinn goes to school to be a psychologist, where she has sex with her professors to pass and get good grades. And why this is important is because once she passes school, her good grades get her a job at Arkham Asylum. And Arkham Asylum is where she becomes the doctor of one, the Joker. And during their sessions is where the Joker seduces Harley with true, maybe untrue, probably untrue stories from his past and charming personality, charisma, and pale white face. And if you've never read the comic, I'll throw up the graphic for you. It's disheartening, to say the least. And it's sad because in the comic book it's such a short section. It's mostly there just to show us that Harley Quinn has never been a good person. But again, from a story aspect, it is way more interesting if she had been a good person who was seduced by evil in the Joker. Now, I don't want to seem like I'm calling DC or Paul Dini sexists, because it's not what I'm saying. I am saying Harley Quinn is a popular character, and that is a very unnecessary, very small part of her origin that could easily be removed. So I called DC to do just that. DC, or anybody working for them, if you watch this video, I challenge you to remove those 2 panels from this book where Harley Quinn sleeps her way to her PhD and make her just a smart character who's tragically seduced by a character who fills an emotional gap in her life, and leave her sexuality and therefore the negative implications of sexuality out of it. So that was my not very angry rant about Paul Dini and his treatment of Harley Quinn. I understand he's the creator, it is his character, but if you're serious about story and you like Batman, I wholeheartedly say that you should just skip this book. Just watch the Mad Love episode from the animated series, which doesn't show Harley Quinn sleeping around for her success. When I first started out reading comic books, particularly Batman ones. Everyone said, "Oh, you gotta read Mad Love, it's one of the best." Even Frank Miller, right? That quote from Frank Miller, "Mad Love is the best Batman story of the decade." Sorry, I love a lot of what you've done with Batman, Mr. Miller, but I have to disagree with you. So, Mr. Dini, if by some miracle on this earth you end up watching this video, please don't hate me. Like I said, your work and Batman has inspired me to want to hopefully one day write Batman something. I don't care what. But needless to say, I'm not in love with your Mad Love, and it's a disappointment. I hope for the new DC universe they give her a more interesting background, and that they treat Harley Quinn with the respect that the character deserves. So, that's it for my rant. I will be doing more comic book reviews on my channel. I know it's movie minutes, and this video isn't really even a minute. But I love comic books just as much as I love movies, especially Batman comics, so I'm going to do more fusing of the two. Until then, thanks for watching, and let me know what you guys think.